Hello, one and all. Hopefully my mic is okay. Let's see. hopefully it's all good. But if it's not, this will suck. The Temple of Speed is what they call the track. We find our round 9 of the PCUP at Monza. Good evening, where it's a late 1 a.m. in the evening on a cool Saturday night. But even with the cool evening, the championship is heating up. Charles took the lead in the championship at Zandvoort last week, but it is all on the table still between him, Zero, Froley, and Elegance. And with that in mind, let's look at our track. 11 turns, 4 left and 7 right. 80% of the lap spent flat out. The best opportunities to overtake coming at each of the chicanes and the final turn, the curva parabolica. Hello, as always, I'm Brad, aka FrontLineBanana, holding down the booth today, and we thank you very much for joining our broadcast. Let's head down to the track where everybody's making final adjustments and the top 4 putting in their first laps. And I'm being interrupted by my children. Hi, baby. Oh, you're joining the booth with me today? Are you gonna go play kitties? Alright. Right here. You go play kitties out there. We'll be right back. Okay. Yeah. Oh boy. You love to see the kitties. Alright. Hi everybody. How you doing? Let's get on board with somebody. Sorry about that. So here we have Charles. Let me get the SRL performance monitor up for you. We're in the middle of quali. It was kind of give or take whether we would have the stream tonight, considering we didn't have enough people until like right before I started the stream. So, you know, that's our bad. So fancy, right? The performance monitor, it's the fanciest thing I've ever put on the stream. Alright, Charles is on his first lap, or not his first lap according to timing. I don't know why timing's not showing up here, but he is on a slightly better lap. He's up on his time here. Of course he is. Why wouldn't he be? He's already currently on pole. So if you're looking at that prediction, go ahead and choose yes for 3 points. As he comes around Parabolica, he's gonna cross the line. And that will be a 150.7. That's just Charles, everybody. We have Elegance crossing the line for a 151.7. He won't improve on his time. And we have Max coming across the line. Elegance is heading back out. And, oh, okay. Elegance says, I see the tricks that you're up to. I'm not gonna take part in that. So, we have some sort of a grid forming up here. Let's go on board with Sad Pelican, who is currently up on his time by a good 3/10, according to live timing here. And we have Go Stevie Bob and Smitty. Well, I guess that makes them the crowd favorites now, since they're the only ones with fans cheering for them. So go Stevie Bob and Smitty. we have a total of, I believe, 8 people racing now. 6 have set their laps according to ACTV. I think they've all set laps. The current running is Charles, Elegance, Edward, Max, Novik, Sad Pelican, Stevie Bob, Froley. So just checking the chat. Apparently we won't have a safety car for the opening. That's fine. Is this still joinable? Yes, it is. We are on round 9 out of 10. But you can definitely feel free to join the Discord. And get everything set up, get everything installed. And feel free to join. I don't think you'll have enough time to get into this race today. But next week will be round 10. And then we also have other series like our Formula 3, we have NASCAR, and we also have the Pro Cup, which you do need a little bit of experience in the league before you can do the Pro Indy Cup, but never a better time to get it if you'd like. But yes, feel free to join the Discord, and I don't know what happened to Sad Pelican there on my stream. I think that's just that's called being in Japan, is what that's called. So let's go on board here with Smitty Jones, who is starting one of his laps. He's up on his time. He's going into the first curve. Oh, hi. Welcome. We're watching Smitty Jones eat the sausages for breakfast.
Nice. Do we have a stream running?
Yes, we do. And I have to turn
no...
you up. There's no what?
Yes, no one's posted it in the Discord.
Oh, okay. You scared me. You're
that.
like, yeah, you haven't been talking this whole time. I can post it in the... It's fine.
Are you gonna post it? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Alright, so Stevie Bob will retire on that lap.
Bro, you send a moderator thing.
Oh, they can't join it.
Yeah, I know. Like, just remove the moderator part from the middle of the link. Yeah, nicely done.
Elegance commentary, inside commentary. Yeah, I would believe it's too late to join. Qualifying's about to end, and I don't think you'll be able to make it into this at this time. So let's go on board with Maximilian. With our nice onboard cam we have on these PCUP cars, he takes that chicane very widely. As he comes into Lesmo 1, coming out a little wide, trying to eke out every bit that he can. He knows he will not get another chance. There's 30 seconds left in quali. He's trying to find some way to get into the podium spot for the grid. He's up on his time currently. But will it be enough to edge out Edward Wardners, who currently has a 152.2. Max currently has a 152.401. So right now he is up on that. But Edward Wardners just crossed the line for a 151.7. It's going to be a very, very close one for Max.
Yeah, this is his last chance. I mean, the qual is over, so it's now or never.
Yeah. And it looks like he's actually, according to live timing, he is down on his time, will not improve. That will be a 4th position for him unless Stevie Bob can come in and say, I want that spot. No, he said it to Sad Pelican anyways. Stevie Bob crossing the line with P6. Froley will be on an out lap. Or not on an out lap, be on a push lap. See if we can get him for Parabolica.
Ooh.
As he goes, this is his first and only lap. Where does it put him? P6. 154, okay. Smitty will cross the line after him. And Elegance will cross the line to round out our grid. And P2. Well, that should be that. That should be all she wrote. And no, Nick, he just joined right now, so I don't think so, sadly. But we still have another Porsche Cup race next week, and we do have other series. As I said, Formula. Well, we call it Formula Amateur, but it's our Formula 3 series, and we have NASCAR. So, look into those. Feel free; they're a lot of fun. I know I race in those. Mostly in the NASCAR one, but hopefully you join us and you enjoy your time here. All right, so with the laps done, that's gonna be Charles on pole, Elegance on P2, Edward Warner's P3, Max, Novik, Froley, Stevie, Sad Pelican, Smitty. Rounding out the grid, and Darksea seems to be joining just now. No qualifying time, obviously, since qualifying is over, so he'll start at the back. But we do seem to have a very good grid.
Yeah, not a lot of drivers compared to last week.
Yeah, well, last week I think was just some sort of special crazy time, you know?
Maybe. But yeah, I don't know. We don't know what happened. The attendance just got smaller for some reason. But yeah, it is what it is.
You know, it's the holiday season is starting. I'm expecting this week and next week to be a little scarce. I mean, who knows? Depending on how attendance turns out, we might have to just say, fuck the normal timelines and do season 7 at like the middle of January.
Let's do first race on Christmas.
Yeah, first race is on Christmas. Everybody sign up.
Yeah. And we're racing Santa and his
Santa baby.
little friends. His reindeers.
Exactly. Alright. So, here we go into the countdown. So after this countdown of 40 seconds, everybody will be put on the grid. I will teleport to the pits and get us set up for the T1 massacre that will happen. Right?
Make sure to TP back to pits, because the last thing we want is for you to stay on the grid and someone to crash into you.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not Froley, okay? And he's not watching this, so I can say that. But if he goes back to watch it, then someone held a gun to me and made me say it.
Also, Edward is streaming on his own Twitch channel. We're not saying you should go watch him right now, because now you should watch our stream. But
You can listen if you have
after the
multiple
stream
monitors,
ends-
right?
Oh yeah, you can, yeah.
All right, so real quick, 1 minute to go. Will T1 be a massacre? That's the new prediction.
Papa, your monitor
Yeah, thank you, baby.
no batteries.
Okay.
No.
All right, so let's get me TP the pits. Sure, I'll take whatever that is. We're gonna fly all. That's a long way to T1, and that is why it's so dangerous. Now let's get zoomed in here. It'll be good.
I'm gonna do exactly what you said, Banana.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have two Twitch streams open at the same time.
Yeah, see, there you go. Easy.
Yeah. Supporting multiple people. You know, that's how you should do it as well. So.
Also, Skofic, if you'd like to join to be the safety car, apparently we need that, I'm being told.
Sure.
If you just want to hop in real quick, we probably need it after T1. The lights are up. Here we go. Monza, one of my favorite tracks. Apparently one of the tracks everybody else hates. And we're going to get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lights up and 6 lights out. And away they go. Here they come, storming down. Who's gonna kill who? Will it be a massacre or will it not? We have someone taking evasive action, just says, no, I'm out of that. And it's actually not a massacre. How about that? We seem to have made it perfectly fine. As we go on board with Max, who I believe was the one that just took evasive action and said, screw this. And we have him now in P5 down here, looking to make up all the time he lost by skipping the chicane. Skofic trying to get checksummed. Yeah, I had to re-download it as well. I don't know why it always does that, but this is a good reminder. If you are one of our drivers, before you join the race, just re-download the track. It should be easy and easy enough and fine and all that. But for whatever reason, I never get in my first try, even if I have it downloaded. So, yeah. Here we have.
I do have some. I don't know. It's weird. My AC would only let me join like on the second try. The first try I joined for the new track, it would kick me out. And then let me join the second time, but like that's usually a single player.
No, it's just really weird. Well, that it does that. But we have Max making a move on Novik. I don't know why this thing is stuck on me. Jody lied to me. So we're gonna get ACTV info up. With who we are. And we're just gonna hide that, because that just doesn't work. Max was trying to make a move on the outside of Parabolica on Novik. It doesn't stick, but he will lose a bunch of time. Let's go on board, however, with Edward Warners, who may be having a look at Elegance. Doesn't give him a little love tap, reminding him that he's there into T1. And we have Froley being challenged by Darkzy. Darkzy looking to make a move around the outside. He's setting up for the inside of the second chicane here. He will try to outbrake him. Oh, Ali is joining now, Skofic, so don't worry. You don't need to safety car.
Well, I am in already with the safety car now.
So you can be safety car, that's fine. We have Darksey did make that move stick going into Lesmo. He still holds onto it, and he's building a little bit of a gap. Froley trying to push, trying to make it work, coming back onto him. Wait, hold up, pause. I didn't mean it like that. Let's go on board with Max, who makes a move on Novik, going down the straight into the Ascari chicane. And it looks like he will make it stick. I don't know if Novik forgot where the gas pedal was or not, but he is making a huge gap. Novik not going to let that go by lightly, though. He is clawing back a little bit of his time. He's 7/10 back on the straights. And that should be that. It should be easy to hold it down, but let's go on board with Novik for this first chicane.
Hold up, I'll be right back.
Okay. And let's complete this prediction here as we go into the first chicane. Novik making some good braking to make up some time on Max, but Max also hits it great. That should be frustrating for Novik. We'll see if he can make it up later on. But for now, he'll have to stick with P5. Elegance, by the way, is closing on Charles Bertrand here. Only a few tenths off, or he was. I guess we might have coasted him a little bit, or maybe that was just a braking zone when I caught the timing screen here. But we have a very close race for P1, 2, and 3. But P3 already has a 3-second gap to Max and P4. And Sad Pelican, I believe, may have had a little spinsy doodle. He's 8 seconds back from the pack. But it is a long race. We're only on lap 3 of 20. So hopefully that will work. And yes, I do see that my counter still says lap 1 of 20. I don't know why. It is very annoying. We'll get rid of that too. But trust me when I say we're on lap 3 of 20. Maybe if I find something here. If you couldn't tell, this is the first time I am running the stream instead of just commentating. And what I've learned from it is that I give Propane a lot of fucking credit, because holy shit, this is hard. He is never allowed to go to Colombia ever again.
Or any vacation whatsoever.
Yeah, he's just not allowed. He's just not allowed anymore. We're gonna have to message him. Elegance looking up the inside of Charles, but Charles just with precision braking, he will have to cut out of the chicane. That will give Elegance, and it will give Edward P1 and P2. Charles losing 2 positions in 1 chicane. He's good enough to make it up, of course, but that is a big, big loss.
Yeah, we'll see how fast Charles can get back up into P1. Shouldn't be that difficult for him. He's on another level in terms of driving. But yeah.
I mean, we already see Charles making a move on Edward already into the Ascari chicane, and he makes 1 position up, and now he's looking at Elegance. Elegance sweating like, oh god, is he right behind me? Don't tell me. Yes, he is right behind you, Elegance. You're gonna have to press that gas pedal. But Charles does have Edward sticking close right behind him. Who knows? Elegance here may be able to push some sort of gap if Charles is focusing on defending from Edward. So if I were Elegance, this would be the time that I would be thinking, I need to make a gap. I mean, obviously you're probably thinking that, but there's no better time than when Edward is still with Charles, keeping it nice and tight as we have a human centipede of cars a car centipede going through the first chicane. and Charles right there. It's like he's staring into Elegance's soul, looking for a move. He's setting up for the outside of this chicane that we're gonna be going into. Will he make it? Will he break him? Elegance moves just a little tiny bit to try to squeeze him, but he can't hold it, and he gets a good exit though. Charles and Elegance almost touching, almost colliding as they go into Lesmo 1. Charles outbreaks him, takes back P1, but Elegance gets a great exit and takes back P1 again. Edward Wardners could be coming up on Charles if he's not careful as they go into Lesmo 2, and Elegance gets a little squirrely on there, giving Charles a better exit, setting up for the inside of the Ascari chicane as they go down through the straight under the tunnel here, and Charles is going to be in the lead, but is he going to outbreak? Who's going to break first? Elegance breaks first, but we know that he gets good exits when he does that. Charles is positioned perfectly, however, and it will remain Charles Bertrand back in P1.
Yeah, that was some like close wheel-to-wheel battle. We love to see clean racing, not just trying to send it and hopefully it works.
I mean,
all of these drivers are skilled enough to know when to go for a move. They can do mistakes, but they're clean and fast, which just makes it so much fun to like compete against them.
Yeah, and I have to say that we have to say Smitty DNF'd. It's unfortunate, he was trailing a little behind, but you know, if you're not having a good time, do not race. We want you to race and have fun. That's what this whole league is about. As Elegance is not having fun, sticking behind Charles, tries to go ahead of him into the first chicane, and Charles says, no, I rather like first place.
Yeah. I believe he's gonna be a bit too far back for a move here.
He could if he outbreaks, but he won't because Charles is really good at braking, but he does eat the sausage, and that gives Elegance a good chance here. Going into Lesmo 1, he is on the outside, however, and Edward is
sticking his nose down the inside.
Yeah, Edward, and not just Edward, Max is joining the fray as well. Them fighting up here has given Max the speed that he needs, and now it's a four-way battle open for first.
Not just four-way battle, there are also drivers behind that, behind them, so like if they battle for like 1 or 2 more laps, then it's gonna be way more than just 4-car battle.
Yeah, I mean, we have Novik back there not far behind. P1 through 5 all within 1 second of each other. This is actually giving some really, really good racing, and I just have to say it. I love Monza, alright? All of you naysayers, I'm going for first, is what I say.
Only problem here is if Charles can be in the lead for a lap or 2, he can get away from them, and that just means that he's gonna be gone.
Yeah,
also,
if you let him...
Edward gonna go down the inside.
Edward setting up for the inside, beautifully taking it, taking the overtake. He can't quite get ahead. Oh, and we have Elegance spun out. Elegance spun out. Max said,
and Elegance.
I like the podium. Get out of here. But
true, but that was...
It is what it
on purpose.
No, it is what it is. It's the first chicane of Monza.
Yeah.
It always happens like that.
Slow, very tight through there. I think it just...
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But George is good enough to make it up. So, I mean, we still have plenty of time.
He's not that far back.
He's not too far back. He's in clean air. He can go for it. He doesn't have to worry about defending or attacking, just hot lapping to catch back up. Meanwhile, we do have still the top 4 within a second of each other, so it is still pretty much anybody's game. But like you were saying, Skofic, if we let Charles, not worry about defending for too long, that's when he gets in the zone. That's when he starts pulling the gap. Yeah. If we can reel him in, then we have a chance of taking down the king. And I say we because, goddammit, somebody has to.
Yeah, but the gap is already quite big, I believe.
Yeah, it's way up to six
Yeah,
tenths.
6 tenths. Well, Slipstream
Oh,
is
good
powerful here,
camera.
but
Good
But,
camera, ACG. Yeah, as you were saying, yes, go ahead as we stare at a wall.
yeah, Slipstream is powerful, but not with that much between the cars. Like it's a bit too far. I think Charles isn't pulling away now. If nothing drastically improves on other guy's side, he might be gone. It's sad, but it's true.
Well, you say that, but after that first chicane, Edward Wardners has actually pulled a tenth back away. Instead of 6 tenths, he's 5 tenths, and he is gaining little by little here. So he did get a better exit out of that chicane. Now, if he can link this chicane up and claw back more, then maybe we have something. But Charles, probably realizing that from the timing zone, said, nope, I'm going to take that chicane perfectly, and we're back to 7 tenths. But that did show a weakness. The first chicane is where Edward can make up his time, and we'll see how they go into the Ascar chicane, too. I'm sorry.
It kind of looks like Edward can brake a bit later than Charles and still make the corner, which does help Edward in situations like this. But he just like few tenths too far back.
Yeah, he's just
Slipstream.
and
Almost
he's
a
losing
second now.
it. He's losing it
Yeah.
too. It's not looking good for those in the somebody has to take down Charles Bertrand camp. But
Oh,
something
small
happened
slide from Edward.
with Max
Small slide
and
from
them because
Edward.
they are now 2 seconds back.
Yeah.
What happened there?
We do not know, but
Something happened because you don't just lose 2 seconds. Maybe
Yeah.
he got a little squirrely. Maybe he got...
Elegance with the fastest time.
Yeah, see, Elegance, give him that clean air, and he'll be right there.
But he's still 4.5 seconds off, so
He is, but he still doesn't have... Froley, the position behind him, is still not there. Froley is finishing up the first chicane as Elegance is coming up to the second chicane. So he still has a good buffer to focus on hot lapping rather than any sort of defending.
yeah.
And
You are 100% correct.
Skofic, as somebody who races, tell me the difference in your mindset when you have clean air versus when you have somebody you have to defend against. How big of a relief is it? What is the change in your mentality?
Yeah, I mean, thing is, you don't want to get overtaken, especially not let someone overtake you easily if you know that you're gonna struggle to overtake him back. Yeah, I would say I think following someone would be easier than defending, because which is, I mean, quite logical. But when I'm behind someone, I used to like just follow his line, brake when he brakes, do all that stuff. But didn't always go as planned. Maybe my reaction time could be a bit slower, could miss that he's braking, could hit him. So you should just focus on the track, brake when your braking markers are maybe a bit earlier, just in case. But when you're in front of someone, you're trying to still do a similar line as possible to your normal line. You don't want to do some crazy off lines, because you're just gonna lose time. But it's not possible to always do your line, because someone can dive bomb on the inside. You just need to be extra careful.
Yeah, and speaking of
When you're
dive
hot
bombing,
lapping,
we have
Yeah,
Novik
go on.
taking over the podium spot. I just need to make that announcement here as Max loses out in the first chicane, but he does want to make it up in the second chicane. Doesn't quite make it. He might have it into Lesmo. We'll have to see. And please continue, Skofic.
yeah. for example, when you're hot lapping, you see, you go to a corner, you brake, you turn in, no problem. When someone's behind you, you need to be focused on your mirrors as well, because you can't just turn in whenever you want. Like, what if someone is dive bombing on the inside? Like, you can't just turn into a corner without checking where others are. I would say that's one of the hardest things to do, because you know they might be in your blind spot, you might not see them, and if he's dive bombing and if he is in front, um, while you turn into him, then that's gonna be your fault. So you just need to be extra careful. Look in your mirrors, and if you see that he's going down the inside and he's not stopping, better to just go straight, like slow down a bit more than you would. Take a different line and let him go through on the inside and overshoot the corner and just get a switchback.
And
The
there
last
you
thing
have
you
it.
want is to turn into a corner when he's dive bombing and take both of you out.
And there you have it from Skofic, a seasoned SRL driver here, explaining the difference of the mentality, what's going through your mind when you're racing. Charles is typing in the Twitch chat while being in P1. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. This man is on a new level. We did see Max DNF, unfortunately. That makes it 3 DNFs. I missed what was happening. I was setting up the next prediction of will there be more than one safety car. Maybe he just had to go. We don't know. We're not in the chat. We're not in his mind.
Yeah, I did see what happened, just barely on the stream. So basically, I don't know if he was fighting with someone or he just overshot the corner, but he basically he overshot the corner, like the first corner into the Ascari.
Ooh!
And
Elegance
just
with a
went-
free position
Oh.
back onto the podium over Novik, who takes it a little bit wide, eats a
Yeah.
little bit of sand.
So Novik did the exact same thing as Max earlier. Just I guess Max did it worse, and maybe he had a crash. I don't know, but he did go through the same as Novik did. So maybe his nerves just not like.
Maybe. As we're going through this race into the 12th lap out of 20, you can kind of see the field has kind of settled now. Besides this, I mean, the closest one is Elegance and Novik here fighting for the final podium spot, but we've seen, if you look at the track map, it looks pretty spread out. It looks like it's pretty set in stone unless something major happens. Maybe we could get a safety car. Maybe, somebody could... I mean, it is sim racing. What if somebody's computer just freezes up and they have to let go of the throttle and then that brings someone back in? I'm not wishing that on anybody. I'm just saying it's not over.
Yes.
Which is why we always say go to the end, even if you're a few seconds behind. You never know what could happen.
Yeah. I would say, as I was saying, if anyone's watching that's not into racing or sim racing, it might look easy. A lot of people think that it's just driving in circles. You just push the throttle and brake and turn the wheel. But it's much more than that. Like, yeah, it's not as physical as the real, like, motorsport would be, because you're not experiencing the G-forces and all that stuff, but still you need to be 100% concentrated, because if you're not, you're gonna miss the apex, go into the grass, into the gravel. That can be a race over, potentially. We do have spare cars, I believe, so if you do make a big mistake, you can still get a new car, but you will be a lap down, which will not help. But yeah, when you're fighting with someone, you're under so much pressure from the guy behind or the whoever's in front. You're trying to overtake him, or trying to catch up. Just a tiny mistake can ruin your race and potentially even your opponent's race if you just tap him a little bit. So our drivers are skilled. Their mind is insanely good because they can concentrate on the race, on their driving. But sometimes even the best drivers have problems when they lose concentration and one mistake and the race is over. So hopefully Max gets a better chance or does a bit better the next race. But yeah, it happens. Happens
Well,
to everyone.
to be fair, a lot of people were saying that they weren't very excited for this race. Like I said, we didn't start the stream on time because we had very few people racing. For whatever reason, it could be fatigue, it could be just the holiday season. I mean, it could be a multitude of things. But what I'm trying to say is the mentality was not there. So if, like I said, if you're not having fun, don't race. We want everybody to have a good time. Hopefully, yeah, Max can get back in the mood for it next week, come back stronger, get his podium, maybe take the win. He is a good racer. He has a lot of talent, so he'll be back for sure.
Also, I think the thing is some drivers. I'm not gonna mention their names, but some drivers were complaining about the car. Even I love the Porsche Cup car. I love how it looks. I love how it sounds. I love how it drives in iRacing and another mod of this car. This mod specifically, I don't enjoy as much, and there's few drivers that have the same thought about this, or same thinking about this car. So maybe Max is one of them. Maybe he just doesn't enjoy the car as much, and yeah, maybe he made a mistake and he got a bit pissed and disconnected. Who knows? But yeah.
Yeah, maybe Sad Pelican might be one of them too, because he just disconnects. That'll make it a fourth DNF of the race. So we have 6 of our drivers remaining for the last 6 laps. And according to the prediction, I set up a prediction asking, will there be more than one safety car this race? Everybody that voted said no, and I feel like unless we get two quick ones in a row, I feel like if you voted no, you're about to make some channel points.
Yeah. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, there's 7 laps remaining.
Yeah. And normally, for those uninitiated, we do normally have, like, the last 3 to 5 laps. We're very extra cautious. Usually myself, the last 3 laps, I kind of do a laissez-faire. Whatever happens, happens. You know, it's we want to try everything we can to not finish on the safety car because everybody wants to race to the line. But, you know, it can happen. It normally doesn't.
Yeah. Do you remember, has it happened that we finished on the safety car? I don't think so.
No, we almost did for NASCAR in, I want to say, Phoenix. But our race director for NASCAR, Useful Spark, was very much on the ball there. Elegance making a bad mistake into the second chicane, giving Novik a chance to catch up a little bit, but we'll see how that shapes up. Anyways, Spark was really good. Really on the ball, had everything together, and he had us do a 2-lap shootout because he was able to get everybody gridded up and ready.
Yeah.
He's a pretty good race director.
We had a rule, I remember, even in season 4, which is 2 seasons ago now, in GT3 series, we had a rule. The races were 1 hour long, and last 10 to 15 minutes there were no safety cars, which meant even if half a grid got wrecked, in the last 10 minutes there would be no safety car for the exact same purpose as we said before, to not finish under safety car.
Yeah, I mean, I'll obviously between every season we have a big review of the rules. We make whatever changes we think we need. Sorry for flashing my my desktop there for a second, but we make whatever changes we think we need. We might have to review the safety car rules. We might have a meeting about it. Who knows? But obviously, if you're in the Discord, our rules are right there for you to see, for you to peruse. I've gone ahead and highlighted every change that we make for the season. So if we do make changes, then it will be highlighted. You'll be able to see. Even if you're just a fan and you want to follow along, you can have the rule book open. You know, I mean, people sit there with the F1 rule book open, like, hey, he violated 13.5.1 subsection A. You know, like, hey, you can do it if you want.
You could. Just don't yell at stewards for not doing their job. They're trying.
Yeah, our stewards are... Some days we have a lot to work with, some days we don't. On the days we have a lot to work with, you know, please be patient. That's all we can say.
Yeah. Oh, and Edward with a little off track in the second part of Ascari on the exit before the long straight. He went a bit too wide. I think he is complaining about understeer at the moment. I am watching his stream as well.
Okay. Well, if he keeps having his understeer moments into Ascari, that will give Elegance a chance to claw his way back up. And Elegance is lapping 4 seconds, almost 4 seconds a lap faster than Edward. So we could see by Ascari in this lap, we could see a battle for P2 if this pace is what keeps up.
Yeah, a little wide into the first corner there.
It's not too bad, but yeah, it is a little wide. Elegance is in hot lap mode, just going for it. You can see him in the rearview mirror. Maybe that might be playing a factor into Edward's mentality right now. We don't know. Maybe you know, Skofic, since you're watching his stream. I don't have his stream up, but he is eating a lot of sausages for breakfast.
Yeah, could be the tires. The tires went out pretty quickly on this car, so they can get a bit worn out towards the end of the race, and the car tends to drive a bit questionable, I would say. Like its idle time doesn't stop, it understeers, it oversteers.
Yeah, the tires, I suspect, don't like these chicanes.
No, and also the Parabolica and the long right-hander after the first chicane, also that just eats the tires. And the Ascari.
Yeah, it's it's rough because Ascari is like a double chicane. You switch, then the switch, then the switch back, and it's I really like that chicane. It's nice and challenging. Always offers interesting stuff happening there. We witnessed 2 DNFs happen there, I believe, today.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm currently, Edward is talking about his tires, just almost giving up.
Okay. Well, he is holding back. He is lapping a lot faster this lap. He's 3 seconds up on his last lap time, but unfortunately for him, Elegance is still in the 151s, which is a second faster lap, and Elegance is now within 1.2 seconds. We may see something going into either Ascari, depending on how his tires hold out, or we may see something going into the first chicane next lap. But we do only have 2 laps left. If he can pull it out of him, if he can hold on he can have his P2.
Well, here's the thing. It's one thing to catch up, and it's another thing to overtake. There is a quite long run out of Parabolica until the finish line. So Elegance might have a chance if he sends in the last corner on the last lap.
Yeah, and
But,
as you say, right, tires play a big factor in the Parabolica. Even from just doing my mouse and keyboard laps, I could hear the tires squealing in Parabolica. It scrubs a lot, and if Edwards already having concerns about his tires, he may be a little slower in Parabolica. Elegance, he probably has bad tires too, but he is just kind of lick the stamp and send it kind of guy. So we'll see as they go into Parabolica. They're both taking it very gingerly. Maybe Elegance knows in the back of his mind he is lapping faster. He doesn't have to send it. He can have it. But they are on 2 laps left. Also,
I'm kind of looking, the tire that's suffering the most, at least in terms of tire temperature, is left rear tire for Edward. It's currently at 98 degrees.
that's a burnt chicken nugget.
Like, yep. While the front left is at 86, rear right is on 86, so you can see like almost 10 degrees difference between the rear tires, which I don't think it's the best way to have a car setup. Like, you would want all the tires to be similar in temperature and pressure, at least to as far as I'm aware. Maybe there's some tricks where you have one tire lower than the others, and
it depends.
but usually you would want them to be kind of similar, so you don't have so there's not a big difference between the grip in left-handers and right-handers.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it depends on what you're going for. Obviously, Monza has a lot of right-hand turns, and the right-hand turns are the most use of the tires here, with Parabolica and Curva Grande being right-handers, and Lesmo 1 and 2 also. Like, there's a lot of right turns that require a lot of tire temp to get you through.
Yeah, and a lot of grip on the tires, and if there's no grip, then you need to go through those courses with lower speed, and few kilometers an hour can make a difference. And we can hear what having children sounds like while Banana takes care of his stuff, and I'm just gonna take over, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's fine. We're back. It's all good. It's no, don't worry about it. It's all good as we're going into the final lap here. Edwards says, "You know what? That chicane's pretty hard. I'm not gonna do it." As he skips ahead, he maintains the lead. Elegance, probably his tires are dropping off. Who knows? And the kids are coming back in. They're gonna join the booth for this last lap, I guess. And we are going through Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2.
Yeah, Elegance did go a little bit wide on that second chicane there, just clipping the gravel, slowing him down a bit. So unless there's something big that happens with Edward is like his P2 is secured.
Yeah, well, Edward's P2, so he's got that second spot on the podium, and Elegance does not make it through a sky. Well, maybe he sent it too hard trying to catch up, but that's not where we are as Charles Bertrand crosses the line, taking a win. Somebody please stop this man. Who knows if we'll ever get something like that. Maybe not.
Someone almost did stop him, because I did saw someone was stopped on the finish line there.
And Edward Wardner's and Elegance cross the line. Then we have Novik crossing the line for P4. Stevie Bob teleported to pits. He'll be well, I guess he'll technically finish because he made it through more than 50%, but he will be P6. And we wait for Froley, just any day now, to make it around the Parabolica. And here he is crossing the line, P5.
Not just yet. Or maybe he is, I don't know. The stream is a bit delayed.
Yeah, the stream's delayed. We have it on a little bit of a delay in case anybody says something that we need to bloop. Just kidding, we don't. And here's the celebrations. Froley and Edward making love to a concrete wall.
Also some donuts.
And donuts galore.
Yeah.
So, thank you to everybody for coming out. Nick, please stop talking about my captives in my house. If they see that on Twitch or they hear about me talking about it, they may get hope, and I don't want them to have hope. Foley disconnects. Novik still doing donuts. Charles kind of just sitting there contemplating what he's doing with his life. No, that's Edward Wardner's doing his donuts. So that's gonna be the end of that. And we're gonna go into our standings here. Should probably turn that down. Alright. So the standings haven't updated, but before we get the update, let's look at what the standings were. Standings were Charles in P1, he will advance further on that. We have Zero, who didn't race, in P2, who will lose P2 to Froley, who raced and finished P5. Elegance may take P2 with his performance. And then we have Novik, Edward Wardner's, Stevie Bob, and Max will all advance up the rankings. Well, not Max. Max didn't finish. Maybe half the race? I don't know. We'll have to review. But it will be a very interesting podium finish here.
Yep, definitely. And I want to say, if everyone's off the server, and if you refresh the page, you might get the updated standings. Yep. Or maybe not.
No, still
after quali, maybe.
There we go. They just updated for us. Charles 157. And we have, I'll expose you on SOL Twitter. Charles 157. Elegance does take P2 with 127, but he's tied for P2 actually. Froley and Elegance 127 going into the final race of the season.
Yeah, that's gonna be a interesting race.
Novik is P5, and if Zero can't race again, he could take P4. And if Elegance and Froley both crash each other out, Novik could take P3. So it all really depends on it. It should be an exciting weekend next for the final race. And I believe it's a driver vote, so we don't know where we're going yet.
Yep, but we will know soon.
We will know soon. We'll let you know where it is if you're in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, you'll be surprised by whatever it is next week. Jeff should be back, so the stream shouldn't suck ass next week.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't say it was that bad. I think we handled it pretty good.
I hope we did, but I feel like we didn't. We're definitely. I'll tell you one thing that we definitely can agree on. It was nowhere near as good as Jeff. Jeff is amazing. Oh yeah, let me give the points for the predictions. There were no safety cars. Will there be more than one safety car this race? No. Complete prediction. There you go. Get your channel points. Thank you, Mazda.
2,000 channel points, and I haven't really participated in any predictions yet.
Yeah, I have 8.1k now.
Parents always taught me never to gamble.
You should gamble. They're just channel points. Well, either way, no matter what you do, Mazda, I'm sad that you didn't race because I do enjoy getting your blooper reels. But hopefully we'll see you for our next race, which is NASCAR. And in NASCAR, where are we going? NASCAR, we're at Homestead.
Ooh.
That should be a good race. It's a good track, and I have one of my daughters here playing with my wheel on the ground. So I'm gonna have to go spend some family time here. But for all of us at SRL in the production in the booth, thank you very much for joining me, Skofic.
You're welcome.
We'll be signing off
Thanks
here.
everyone who's watching.
Yeah, thanks to
Or was
you,
watching.
all watching, all of you following. Nick, it says you followed 39 minutes ago, but I could have swore you've been following. Please tell me you're not unfollowing and refollowing just to get a little notification. But no, thank you for everybody following, everybody subscribing. Make sure that you join the Discord if you're interested. You can join and not race. You can join and be a fan. You can join and just stay up to date with everything SRL as well.
Yeah.
So-
Exactly. You told that 100% correctly.
You haven't followed before. Okay, well, thanks for the follow. And hopefully you can turn that follow into a subscribe. We have to pay Jeff somehow, because, you know, he's too good to be for free. Please, BBC's gonna steal him or something. We gotta keep him here. No, I'm just kidding. We haven't done anything with the funds yet. But it was a good race. Nobody is in voice chat anymore for us to take, so that's just gonna be it. We're gonna roll credits. I don't even think I have a stream ending thing. So that's gonna be it. Thanks for coming out, and goodbye.
Goodbye.